Adams, going to be code 9 behind the 417 suspect. We're going to be at the Guile Hero parking lot.
It all started out as a normal day in an LA County gas station. This is where our story begins. People just going in, getting their gas, but it's not going to be a normal day because of this guy. He has some nefarious things to do in mind. While the clerk is over there checking out one of their customers, he is about to be over here stealing chips and gum and other snacks and just taking off the whole shelf into his pockets. Well, guess what, my man? The shop clerk, he knows. He's gonna say, hey, what are you doing, my man? Stop doing that. Stop trying to steal from my store. He will not be allowing that. As you can see, they even got another worker over there who is literally watching the cameras because he has nothing else to do. So he's just watching this guy steal. And so he notified them right there, the main clerk. He's like, hey, somebody's stealing. And he's like, hey, stop that. What are you doing? Don't do that. And now he's starting to sweat. Once he gets called out, he says, call the cops on him now. Oh my goodness. He's like, I'm sorry, I did steal. At first he was denying it, but the time for mercy was over. If he was an honest kid, he would have been honest right there. But as you know, this guy, he's dishonest to the core. And so here we can see 160 David is the actual unit that got the handle. There's another unit with the assist, but we'll see him a little bit later. And as you can see here, it's not a priority call. It's nothing like that. So he's not going over there code 3. He's going over there no code, basically, just to help out the gas station attendant. Since the guy is already locked up, he didn't just walk off or whatever. It's basically an easy breezy call, just fill out some paperwork and either you cite him and release him or arrest him. No matter what, though, he's basically just going to get over here and help him out. He's going to go tell dispatch over the radio that he is indeed on scene. And then he's going to go talk to some of the guys inside. But as you can see, the gas station attendants are like, all right, my man, you go talk to him. And basically, he's going to be telling him the rundown of what exactly is happening, giving him some more in-depth details. He's like, so basically, I was at the register and some kid was stealing some of their product. And he's in the back room, so follow me. So here he goes. Going to go talk and go tell him where the guy is in the back room. So basically, you can just go talk to the dude that was stealing, easy breezy stuff. But while that's happening over there, let's go on ahead and pan the camera on over to his assist unit, 161 David, who's about to be responding or about to be arriving on scene over here. Here he goes right here, going to be making that right hand turn. But same thing. He's getting that information. Nothing really important. Dispatch is telling him this is happening, that's happening. And then he's also on the phone with 160 David, letting him basically hear what's going on at that scene so that he knows all the information of what's about to happen, what's going on, so on and so forth. We're about to arrive here on scene, and once again, 160 David and 161 David, they don't know what's about to happen, how much this is about to escalate from just a regular call to a deputy involved in a fight. But here they go, they're walking inside there. Gonna go basically to the back room where where his partner is. I guess you could call him that. And here we go. Come on back there, Deputy E. Go on back there. And he's basically saying he's getting additional questions by 160 David, saying, what's happening? You're visiting family, you have no money. Basically, he just wants to give him a little talking to and, basically, just set him free. Basically, he wants to give him a little cite and release. But basically, of course, he has to pat him down, make sure there's no illegal items. He's just going to detain him and then, cuff him up, as per policy, as per their safety. They just want to cuff him up while they search him. He's like, okay. And then basically, he just switches up. He goes from complying with everything. As soon as he sees the handcuffs bust out, he's like, you know what? Never mind. I'm good. He starts saying, no, I refuse. So then as soon as he gets the refusal, he's like, all right. They're just going to call in uncooperative suspect because they got units all around here. They're buzzing with units. So instead of having, go 2-on-1 or 1-on-1 and risk injuring themselves, they're just going to call for additional units. No, de-escalate the situation. Call for more people because, like I say, the more the merrier. And as you can see, they got 2 units over here at the dollar store just chillaxing. Probably just bought something from in there. And now they're just talking it out. Maybe they even just finished the call. I don't know. But here we have 163 David and 164 David that are also going to be responding over there. They just got the call of the uncooperative suspect. And this is something different because now that's disobeying a lawful order. Put your hands behind your back, you're being detained. That's lawful. And here they go, going over their code 2, still not code 3, no violence, but they still want to get there, expeditedly because they don't want to, like I say, have that deputy involved in the fight. They don't want this guy to start fighting. They don't want to see their fellow deputy get injured. Plus, they're right around the corner. So there they go. over here, code 2. And you can already see it's already starting to go up and up and up. First you had the code 1, no code, no lights, no nothing. Now we got ourselves the code 2. You know, they're escalating it in steps. You know, there's little steps to this. Here we go. We got our 2 deputies here arriving on scene. And they basically, the guy wants to tell him what's going on. He thinks that he doesn't know, but they know. They're running already into the back there to go help out with that guy. And so he's like, hello. They're just saying hi to the guy before they go in there and help their suspect, you know, comply with the order, all right? They're not trying to be physical. They just want to, you know, show force. Because sometimes all it takes is 2 more guys to kind of them feel like they're kind of done. But now basically they're all saying, sir, put your hands behind your back. We don't want to get physical. And he's saying, no, I'm not going to put my hands behind my back. Well, my man, now you have to put your hands behind your back, because in addition to that, now you got the disobeying a lawful order, which is probably going to get you to jail now. Now you're actually going to jail. Even if you get immediately released, whatever, on bail, you're going to jail either way. So they, all right, let's go, turn around, and there goes the deputy involved in the fight. As soon as they go in him, he starts resisting, he starts kicking, he starts swinging on him, and they're all trying to keep him inbound. But as soon as that happens, boom, over the radio, they're like, deputy involved in the fight. They got 1 unit. They got 2 units. They got additional units rolling in their code 3. That's when you get that code 3 response, because they don't play around with that, as they try to get this guy on the ground and keep him in custody and get him into handcuffs. That's all they want. Handcuffs and leg shackles or leg irons. But there you go. You can already see they got the guy on the ground. But even then, he is continuing to resist, even with 6 deputies on top of him trying to put their hands behind his back. He is, I don't know if he's on stuff or what, but he is like, no, I am not going to be complying with you. And as per policy, as per regulation, as soon as you get that deputy involved in the fight, the sergeant, the watch commander is going to be like, boom, we got to go. So they're running out of their computer room. They were doing all types of reports, approving reports, doing all their supervisory duties. But as soon as they hear that, they're like, boom, it's time to go. They're getting their code 3 lights on to go assist their fellow deputy in need. And here goes the sergeant and additional deputy that was sitting at the desk as well. Here they go. What is that, 160 Sam and 165 David? Boom. They're both heading over there. They don't play around. You can't fight LEOs here. You can't fight the sheriff. You'll never win. And here they go. They're arriving on scene here. Boom. He's running inside. We got our additional unit as well going on over here. And boom. He's also on scene. And they're going to be running on into there. And as soon as that happens as well, due to the injuries of the suspect and also the deputies, because he, you know, starts elbowing people and in the scuffle, a deputy also got injured. Not major injured, but still an injury. So basically they call in LA County Fire to respond over there, code 3, to go check out the deputy that was injured, in addition to the suspect that was very much injured. As you know, it may not be any physical bleeding or anything like that, but let me tell you, he probably has a couple bumps and bruises from being slammed onto the ground there to gain compliance. So they're going to have, you know, FD come check him out, you know, as just per policy. If he wants to refuse, he can refuse. If he doesn't want to refuse, then, you know, he doesn't have to go. You know, they're not going to kidnap him and force him to go to the hospital. But they still want to have FD here just so that they can check him out, make sure that he is all good to go, and, you know, basically just sign that refusal box. Because it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to say, we called FD, we checked the box that we called him, and we offered for him to go to the hospital, but he refused. So here comes the first ambulance right here, going over here, code 3. As you can see here, this might be the guy that takes the suspect in, because he's in a little bit worse condition than some of the deputies that have a little bit, you know, cuts and bruises. Well, maybe not cuts and bruises. Just little bumps, all right? It's nothing serious, all right? Nothing serious. Nobody shot. Nobody stabbed. There was no weapon. It was just some guy fighting him off, you know, pushing him off, doing all types of stuff. But still, you know, any physical altercation has, you know, any type of injury could occur. So they got to be safe than sorry. Once again, check all your boxes. The sergeant, as soon as he's like, all right, one of my guys is injured, he's like, boom, we got to call it in. And here goes the second ambulance for in case a deputy is injured. This is going to be the ambulance for them. Going over there, code 3. We got our Falk ambulance going over here. And here they are arriving on scene here. And they are now on scene. Yes, they are. Perfect. And because it's a deputy injured, they have to call in the battalion chief. But, you know, his car is a bit, how should we say this, in the mechanic shop. So he has to use a safety officer car. I mean, he's there for safety anyway, right? He's basically acting as a safety officer for the deputies. But basically, here's the battalion chief arriving on scene here to make sure that, you know, everybody's on scene, everybody's good to go. Making sure to check all the boxes. Like I said, check every single box. Anytime a deputy is injured in the field, they got to call in a battalion chief. Even if there's no squad involved, because it's not an ALS injury, they still got to come on in and call in the battalion chief. But there they go. The battalion chief's arriving on scene, and one of the sergeant deputies or one of the senior deputies saying, "How are you doing, sir?" He's basically going to give him the situation. And there you go. The medics are going to be taking him on to the hospital, have him right there on the stretcher. And he's getting cuffed to the stretcher as well because, you know, he's still conscious, he's still breathing, he's still everything. He just has a couple bumps and bruises that's probably going to get treated at the hospital. But there they go. And of course, sometimes people think, oh, because I go in the ambulance, I'm going to be free. No, no, no. They got 2 deputies following him to the hospital, including the sergeant that's also going to be following to the hospital. So no, my good sir, you are not going to be free just because you got in a fight. You're still going on down to jail. And here we can see the medics arriving at the hospital here with, of course, like I said, the 2 deputies following, because as soon as he's done with his hospital visit, he's going, guess where? Straight to central booking to get booked up and processed. So yeah, my man, congratulations on that. But here he goes, arriving at the hospital, and now they're going to take him out the back and put him in. And of course, he's still cuffed up to that stretcher. And then once he gets into the medical bed, they're going to cuff him to the medical bed until the doctor clears him and discharges him. And then, well, guess what? You're going to jail. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but you're still going to jail. So here he goes, going inside. No matter what, there is no escaping it. Once you got to get those handcuffs on you, just accept it. Otherwise, you're going on down to jail. But of course, the battalion chief is once again checking and making sure that this is the only injury that the officer has. It's just a bloody nose, probably from somebody's elbow. Wasn't even really the suspect's elbow, but I mean, the suspect did give some couple kicks to some deputies, but it was like the shin and other stuff like that where it wasn't anything major. So he says, yeah, I got some paper towels in the car. He's just going to hold it on his bloody nose, make sure he's good to go. And there you go. The battalion chief said it himself. They are done. They are good to go here. But as you can also see, they're getting notes from the actual person who witnessed the deputy involved in the fight, because he was back in that back room when it occurred. So of course you got to check all your bases, check all your boxes, talk to all your witnesses whenever something like this happens. And there you go. They are code 4. Good to go.